Today, we are diving into the new Dunu Kima 2, successor to the Dunu Kima released way back in late 2022. Priced at about $120 this single dynamic driver IM showcases the technical prowess of a well-tuned, well-designed dynamic driver. A solid reference in the budget IM arena if you ask me. So unfortunately, back in 2022, I didn't get the chance to listen to the original Kima, so this review will be based on a fresh experience. Let's dive right in. Starting things off with an unboxing, Dunu, a veteran in the audiophile scene, has made leaps in the unboxing experience over the years. The Kima 2 comes in a sleeve box featuring a waifu on the front and tech specs on the back. They've added the high-res logo for a touch of oral confidence and some design awards. That, to be honest, don't really matter to me. The black box design is neat and the cover slides off easily. Inside, the IMs are securely nestled in a foam cutout. Beneath that, you'll find a Dunu acrylic stand featuring the same waifu art, similar to what Moondrop and Truthiers have done in the past. Dunu now has tried incorporating some of that waifu culture. Below this, there's a large fabric IM case that houses an accessory pack including various ear tips and a 4.4mm barrel plug for Dunu's interchangeable plug. The 2-pin cable is also stored here with excellent build quality that we will get into quite shortly. They have included the SNS ear tips and the candy ear tips, which feels like an early Christmas gift. You know, the kinds that you unwrap, but instead of real presents, you get ear tips instead. Build quality. The Kima 2 retains the sharply faceted metal chassis design of its predecessor, with Kima 2 laser engraved on the faceplate. The shell is sturdy and looks great, though the sharp edges makes it prone to scuffs and dents. My unit already shows a little bit of scuff on the facet edges, which is a small but noticeable flaw. Other than that, the Kima 2 feels structurally very sound. The Kima 2's cable is half fabric sleeve below the Y splitter with PVC sheathing above to reduce microphonics while providing comfort. The 2-pin connectors are elbow angled, which is versatile and comfortable, although the molded plastic on the connectors can look a bit cheap due to the visible seams. The Y splitter and plug termination features a small knurling design, adding a nice touch of quality. The plug barrel unscrews, allowing for easy swaps between 3.5mm and 4.4mm balanced. Overall though, the build quality on the Kima 2 is solid, though a couple of aesthetic quirks are hard to unsee once noticed. Functionally, they are great. These are minor flaws, don't really affect performance, but might stand out for some users. But for me, it's largely okay. Sound. The Kima 2 features a warmish V-shaped signature distinctly tuned in a way that feels very Dunu. With an elevated upper mid-range presence and a strong bass response, it achieves a coherent, cohesive sound. This single dynamic driver IM is technically strong for its price, with great detail retrieval. The tuning is versatile, fitting various music genres without sounding unnatural. While some might find the elevated upper mids a tad bit much, I find that it enhances vocals and instruments nicely without overdoing it. The option for 4.4mm is a nice touch as more power brings out the best of this IM. Kicking things off with bass, the Kima 2 doesn't slam as hard as other single dynamic driver IEMs. It's not bass-hit material, sub-bass and mid-bass are present without it being overpowering. The bass feels natural, clean and avoids bloating in the lower mids. In terms of technicality, the bass has a smooth natural decay and decent speed and detail, though bass hits might miss the visceral slam. Here, bass is more about rounding out the sound rather than demanding attention. A great choice for casual listeners looking to avoid bloated bass. Next up, mid-range. The Kima 2's mid-range shines. Vocals are natural, clear, and staged really well. They are full-bodied, allowing for subtle, detailed representation, especially in vocal-heavy tracks. There is a slightly mid-forward presentation that some may find shouty on certain tracks, but it mostly boils down to personal preference. The vocal emphasis is impressive for a single dynamic driver handling the entire range. Instrument separation is great too, with natural timbre and clarity that enhances accuracy. The mids have a warm character which is worth noting depending on your preference for sound signatures. Treble. The treble here is smooth and non-aggressive, contributing to staging and an airy presence. While extension isn't mind-blowing, it's balanced for the price range. Treble is non-sibilant, offering a relaxed listening experience that rounds out the frequency range very nicely. Soundstage. Kicking things off with width and height, Kima's 2 soundstage offers great width and height, wider than most competitors in its price range. Depth and positioning. Depth is decent, though not exceptional. Positioning though is actually really rather accurate, allowing for accurate audio cue placement. Next up, some comparisons. So versus the Meze Alba. Both IEM uses dynamic drivers but differ significantly in terms of sound. The Alba leans towards a more classic V shape, while the Kima 2 has elevated upper mids. The Alba is warmer and more relaxed, while the Kima 2 has higher resolution and is more engaging to listen to. Between the two, I'd choose the Kima 2 if I wanted better resolution and engagement. Next up, versus NF Acous NM20. The NF Acous NM20 features a V shape with elevated upper mids. However, the NM20's treble is a bit more aggressive while maintaining smoothness and high resolution. Though the Kima 2 falls behind slightly when it comes to resolution compared to the NM20, its upper mids are more agreeable, making it a friendlier choice. While the NM20 offers superior resolution, the Kima 2 is a safer bet for more laid-back listening. So moving on to ratings, bass is natural and it has really nice organic decay, it gets a 7. Mid-range are a bit forward with great clarity, a nice 7.5. Treble is smooth and airy, again a 7.5. Resolution, it's actually really good for the price, it gets a 7.5. Soundstage, it has really good width, height and positioning. Depth is slightly limited, so it gets a 7. Lastly, the enjoyment factor. Now, the Kima 2 offers an enjoyable listening experience with ample accessories, making it feel like an early Christmas. So it gets a solid A. Okay, finally in conclusion, the Kima 2 is an excellent product from Dunu, well balanced with an abundance of accessories. The waifu theme might appeal to some, but fortunately the IEMs themselves are designed for everyday use without the weeby aesthetic. And lastly, if you are feeling the vibe of this video, give us a like and subscribe. If you're already on board, you are basically legendary. Thanks for tuning in. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching the Super Audio Show. I hope to see you guys soon.